Why do we dream of being chased? An analysis of dreams about being pursued by strangers, shadows, or monsters. Dreams in which we are being chased are among the most common and emotionally intense experiences people report. Many individuals recall waking suddenly from a dream where they were running from a stranger, hiding from a shadowy figure, or escaping from a terrifying monster. These dreams often leave the dreamer with a lingering sense of fear, confusion, and curiosity. Why does the mind create such vivid scenarios of pursuit and danger while we sleep? Psychological research and dream analysis suggests that dreams of being chased are rarely about literal threats. Instead, they often symbolize unresolved fears, avoidance, emotional pressure, or inner conflict within the dreamer's waking life. At the most basic level, a chase dream reflects the human brain's natural response to stress. The brain is constantly processing emotions and experiences, even during sleep. When something in waking life causes anxiety, such as responsibilities, relationships, or unresolved problems, the mind may translate that stress into symbolic imagery. Being chased in a dream can represent the feeling of being pressured or overwhelmed by something we are trying to avoid. The pursuer in the dream becomes a metaphor for the issue that the dreamer does not want to confront. One of the most common forms of chase dreams involves being pursued by an unknown person. This mysterious stranger often has no clear identity, yet they provoke a strong sense of fear. In psychological terms, this figure can represent an aspect of the dreamer's own personality or emotions that they have not fully acknowledged. For example, a person who suppresses anger or frustration might dream of being chased by a threatening stranger, symbolizing those hidden emotions trying to surface. The stranger becomes the embodiment of something internal rather than external. Dreams involving dark shadows or faceless figures often carry even deeper symbolic meaning. Shadows in dreams are frequently associated with the unconscious mind. The concept of the shadow self, introduced by psychologist Carl Jung, describes the hidden parts of our personality that we tend to reject or deny. These might include fears, insecurities, regrets, or impulses that conflict with how we want to see ourselves. When someone dreams of being chased by a shadowy figure, it may indicate that the dreamer is struggling with these hidden aspects of their identity. The shadow does not necessarily represent danger. It represents something within the dreamer that demands attention. Another variation of the chase dream involves monsters or supernatural creatures. These dreams tend to feel more dramatic and frightening, often resembling scenes from horror stories. However, monsters in dreams rarely represent actual fears of creatures. Instead, they symbolize exaggerated versions of stress, guilt, or emotional pain. For instance, someone dealing with a major life challenge, such as financial stress, career pressure, or personal failure, may dream of a monstrous pursuer. The monster reflects how overwhelming the problem feels in the dreamer's mind. By turning stress into a creature, the brain creates a visual metaphor for emotional struggle. Interestingly, the behavior of the dreamer during the chase can reveal additional meaning. In many dreams, the dreamer tries to run but finds it difficult to move quickly. Their legs feel heavy or their speed is strangely slow. This sensation reflects feelings of helplessness or lack of control in waking life. The dreamer may feel trapped by circumstances or unable to escape a stressful situation. The slow movement in the dream mirrors that emotional frustration. Sometimes the dreamer hides instead of running. They may conceal themselves behind objects, inside buildings, or in dark corners while the pursuer searches for them. This pattern suggests avoidance. The dreamer might be attempting to ignore a problem rather than confront it directly. The act of hiding symbolizes denial or temporary escape. While hiding might delay the confrontation in the dream, it rarely resolves the tension, which is why these dreams often repeat. Another fascinating aspect of chase dreams is the identity of the pursuer. If the figure becomes clearer, perhaps resembling someone the dreamer knows, the meaning can become more specific. Being chased by a familiar person may reflect conflict or unresolved tension with that individual. Alternatively, the pursuer might represent qualities associated with that person, such as authority, judgment, or criticism. In this way, the dream transforms emotional dynamics into a physical pursuit. Despite their frightening nature, chase dreams are not necessarily negative. In fact, they can serve a useful psychological function. Dreams allow the brain to simulate threatening situations in a safe environment, helping individuals process emotions and prepare for challenges. When the mind creates a scenario of pursuit, it is often trying to draw attention to something important that the dreamer needs to address. In many cases, the dream may stop repeating once the dreamer confronts the underlying issue in their waking life. Some people report that their chase dreams eventually change. Instead of running endlessly, they may turn around and face the pursuer. When this happens, the dream often transforms dramatically. The monster may disappear, the shadow may fade, or the pursuer may lose its power. Psychologically, this shift represents personal growth. It indicates that the dreamer is becoming more willing to confront fears or challenges rather than avoiding them. Cultural influences can also shape how chase dreams appear. In modern societies, monsters in dreams might resemble creatures from films or games, while older traditions might interpret them as spirits or demons. However, regardless of the imagery, the underlying psychological themes remain remarkably similar across cultures. The human mind uses familiar symbols to express universal emotions such as fear, pressure, guilt, or uncertainty. Sleep scientists also note that chase dreams frequently occur during periods of life transition. Major changes, such as starting a new job, entering a relationship, or facing important decisions, can increase emotional tension. During these times, the brain processes uncertainty through symbolic dream narratives. The act of running from danger may represent the dreamer's attempt to adapt to new circumstances. In conclusion, dreams about being chased by strangers, shadows, or monsters reveal far more about the dreamer's inner world than about external threats. These dreams often symbolize avoidance, emotional stress, unresolved fears, or hidden aspects of the personality. The pursuer is rarely a literal enemy. Instead, it represents something within the dreamer that seeks recognition or resolution. Although such dreams can feel frightening, they serve an important psychological purpose by helping the mind process emotions and highlight issues that may need attention. By reflecting on these dreams and considering what the pursuer might symbolize, individuals can gain valuable insight into their own thoughts, fears, and personal growth.